So essentially, what Alberto El Churro did here is he collected blood on a scene and casings on a scene, then ran those casings, and then used that to create probable cause of another scene in which Ricardo's blood was found and the casings that were similar. But we don't have the gun in custody. And that's where my concern is like, as far as I was taught, and I could be incorrect on this, that's why I'm coming to command, is that you input casings and that's it. You don't use it until you have a gun physically in custody, right? Because when we have a gun in custody, essentially what we're doing is we're going to the lab, we're pulling the trigger, and we're able to be like, hey, this gun fired these casings.
I'm on the fence about this because I feel like this is like a mechanic thing. Overall, it's fine, but
Are we
I understand
able
what
to
you're
run
saying.
the casings now like that?
Mm,
Because Remington was saying like it's like kind of like in the air. I feel like some clarification on that would be dope.
yeah, I would say that yeah, you probably shouldn't do it that way
Okay.
because the
Yeah, my
casings
concern
and
mostly was the running of the casing and like bringing up another report into it because like we know that that gun like was shot at that scene, but we don't know that like he shot that gun, if that makes sense. So
yeah, but I mean, if you're using it to actually charge somebody with something, I'd say that's different. But in this case, he's saying like, hey, these projectiles
investigative
and
purposes.
casings are the same as these projectiles and casings from this place where, you know, Rust was ID'd on scene, and also in this situation, Rust was ID'd on scene. So I think it's just even more.
Well, the thing that comes to it is right is like you know how we had to update the way we insert casings,
Yeah.
and like the reason why I bring this up is because like each casing, if you look at it, is like in this case it's 2956, right? Union,
Mm-hmm.
Washington, Alpha. Those casings are going to be the same on every single scene that's ever been fired on. The only thing there's going to be nothing different about it except for the report number. So like if each casing that was fired was different, I'd be like, oh, you know what, that's okay. If there was like a different number that we could look at it, but like you could pull up every report that gun's ever been fired upon. So like it's a pretty powerful tool to run the casing like that. So my concern with it was just to bring it to you. Um, you can, do your thing, see if, that's okay or not. And then, if it's not, correct El Churro. I think it just could head down a dangerous path if he's using that as an investigative tool without the gun.